Okay, I get it. I've been there. When you're just starting out as a newbie professional organizer, you feel lucky to get any client, but I want to help you spot the red flags and move on from clients that you're better off without, or better yet, avoid them completely. I'm going to break down 5 common red flag clients and how to set expectations to completely avoid them and help you move on gracefully from a project if you feel like it's not the right fit for you. So if you want some of that, stick around. Let's get into it. My name is Melanie and I'm your professional organizer and productivity consultant. What does that even mean? Welcome back to the I Speak Organize YouTube universe. If you are new around here, my name is Melanie Summers. I'm your professional organizer, decluttering expert, and productivity-based life coach. I like to speak organized to help give you the tools to conquer your clutter, live life with more purpose, and learn about the business of tidying. If you're sitting there like, yeah, I'm into all that stuff, then I would love to have you become a subscriber to this channel, and all you have to do to become a member of the Speaker Fam is hit the little circle icon of my face at the end of the video, or at any time, tap the subscribe button down in the corner. I would be so honored to have you on board. Don't forget to smash the like button and comment down below, share your thoughts, introduce yourself, and become a part of the community. It's a really up and coming, thriving place, and I am always in the comments and answering questions. You can also feel free to DM me on Instagram if you have specific questions that you want to talk about. Also, get on my schedule for a free consultation if you're interested in working on decluttering and productivity practices in your own home, or if you're interested in starting your own professional organizing business. I offer low-cost pro consultations, and you can click the link down in the description area, and I'll make sure to also pin a comment to the top of the comment section of this video with all of the resources for whatever it is that you need. I'm your girl, I'm here for you. And beyond that, let's get into talking about those 5 common red flags of different types of clients that may not be a good fit for you, and just scenarios that you are going to want to avoid completely for your own sanity and to save everybody, including those potential clients, the headache of not being a good fit to work together on a project. Okay, red flag client number 1 to avoid is the serial canceller and rescheduler. And I'm not talking about those real life scenarios where somebody gets sick, you got a kid throwing up. I've had to cancel on clients sort of last minute for stuff like that before. Life happens. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person who you can just tell that they are not committed to the process. They are rescheduling 2, 3, 4 times. Maybe you're in the car and you're driving to a session. This person maybe lives 45 minutes away from you and you're 15 minutes away, and they text you to say that they want to cancel the session or they need to reschedule. And if somebody is very last minute with their time management, or they're continuing to reschedule on you, that's probably a person that isn't truly invested in the process and isn't truly ready for getting their space decluttered or working on productivity, whatever it is that they've hired you to do. They're clearly just not in a place where they are ready to take on this responsibility. And you can sort of just tell by the way they continue to put things off, or if they're canceling on you last minute, that they're getting cold feet and they're just not ready. And you can definitely tell. So this is something that you can avoid right from the get-go by having a very clear expectation of your cancellation and refund policy. I always make sure to let my clients know when I have a consultation with them on the phone, as well as in writing in the email and in their contract, that I have a 24-hour cancellation policy, and I keep cards on file for cancellation and rescheduling fees, so that if I'm caught in a situation where I'm 15 minutes out from a client's house and they cancel or reschedule on me, they're charged a $35 fee for the time and the gas. And then I will charge people a full session fee if they cancel a session without rescheduling within less than 24 hours. And as long as you set the expectation very clearly ahead of time and make sure that it's in writing and it has been very well communicated to that client ahead of time, you should be totally fine. Red flag scenario number 2 is the late payer, and there's nothing more frustrating than having to chase invoices down. And the way to avoid this completely is to make sure that you have the expectation of payment upfront, very well communicated and documented. And I've been in scenarios both in this job and in my previous job where it wasn't communicated. We didn't have a payment system set up ahead of time, and I was chasing invoices down and getting no response, and 1 or 2 times I eventually just did not get paid. The amount of time and energy and emotion and everything that we put into the work that we do with our clients, it is so defeating for us and also for them to be put in a position that they can't really afford your services. Then you're not getting paid for all your hard work. So we want to avoid that completely for everybody. Make sure that you have a card on file for your clients. And I won't take anybody on as a client if they're unwilling to do that. And it's really no different if you are setting up an appointment to get a massage at a spa. They get a card on file. Same thing with your hairdresser, same thing when you go to the dentist. I mean, that's just very standard business practice, and so don't feel weird about it. I've never had a client that was put off by that, and it just makes it easier so that when it comes time to collect your fee on an invoice, if you charge after the fact, you have that security and you're not chasing anybody down for anything. And if they have a card on file, chances are they have made sure that they have the money available to pay you. Red flag scenario number 3 are the energy drainers. And listen, there is no amount of money in the world that makes it worth working for somebody who makes you hate your job. That is the entire reason why you own your own business, and that's a big part of it, is being able to have more control over your hours, when you work, when you don't, who you work with and who you don't. And if that is a foundation of the reason why you want to start your own business, then don't put yourself in the situation that you may have found yourself previously where you worked in a job that you hate. You do have control over the situation. And so if you find that you're working with somebody who is overly critical of what you're doing, they're not listening to what your advice is that you're giving, they're just kind of continuing to have a fixed mindset and do things the way that they want to, and you're not making progress. Maybe you guys are arguing, they are putting you down, maybe there's some verbal abuse going on. I mean, there's all different ways that you can just feel that the vibe is not right, the personalities are not meshing, the communication is not happening, and it's not necessarily anyone's fault in particular, but if you are feeling like you're dreading going to work with this person, or you're feeling super drained after leaving a session with them, then it's probably time to let this person go. And so what I have done for you for watching this video, if you look down in the description area, I have included a link for you to get a special email of a script that you can use. It's an email template basically, of a script that you can use to very gracefully bow out of working with the energy draining client. It's 100% free, my gift to you, and hopefully it will help you avoid this scenario, or at least get out of it before it becomes a stressful, overwhelming mess. Red flag scenario number 4 is a really important one, probably the most important one of this entire video, and that is the safety concern. And there are 2 different types of safety concerns. And the first one really kind of just depends on your threshold and what you are willing to do on the job, what you include in your scope of work. So it's important to know that When you're working with people who are chronically disorganized or they have issues with keeping their home clean and organized, you're going to be running into situations that could include moth infestations, other bug and rodent infestations. There could be black mold, and there could be safety and health concerns. It's also very common to come across homes that have firearms that are improperly stored. So make sure that you know your state's laws for proper firearm and ammunition storage so that you're comfortable being in scenarios and making sure to communicate very clearly how those items should be stored safely to your clients, because they might not know. And so it's up to you to kind of have that knowledge and understanding and feel comfortable in those situations. It is very common, so just know that. If you are uncomfortable working in environments like that, that needs to be communicated up front. It should probably be in your contract as well, that if there is some sort of health or safety concern, it needs to be addressed by the proper professional before you're willing to come in and do the work. Also, don't be afraid to get a little bit more specific about what your scope of work actually is. If you are not comfortable climbing a giant extension ladder to take somebody's Christmas decorations off of the roof, that is a true story of something that people have asked me to do in the past. If you're not comfortable with that, you just need to let people know ahead of time. The worst thing that can happen is if you do something that you're not equipped for and somebody gets hurt, and then you have a liability claim to deal with, and it's just not worth it. So just be very mindful and very clear up front with your clients about what you will and won't do. Part 2 of this is even more important, and that is for most of the professional organizers that I meet with, that I know and have gotten to know, are women. And you might be starting out as a solopreneur working by yourself, or maybe you have one other person on your team. And I always recommend that you speak to your potential clients via phone consultation or video consultation before you ever set foot in their house. And just kind of get to know the type of person that you're going to be working with. I always vet people on social media whenever possible, just to get an idea of what type of person they are and make sure that I feel safe and comfortable going into this person's personal space. And I did a video a few months back about what I keep in my professional organizing bag, and you can check that video out here up in the corner. There's a little card you can click and check it out. But one of the things that I talk about is personal safety and just kind of always being aware of that. I have a little tool belt that I wear, and I keep everything in that tool belt: car keys, my debit card, my driver's license, and all that. Everything that I would need to exit an unsafe situation very quickly and safely if I ever feel that my safety is threatened. So this is just something that you should potentially be aware of. I have heard stories of things going wrong, and I've been in situations that were a little sketchy, and so you just always want to be very mindful. Do your consultation ahead of time and make sure you know exactly who you're going to be working with before you go to your session. The 5th and final red flag scenario is the lowballer. And listen, I know when you're starting out, imposter syndrome is at an all-time high, and you feel guilty charging anything for your services. And I'm here to tell you that you got to nip that in the bud. You got to squash that fear, punch it in the face, because the people that you're going to be working with need your help, and their brains do not work like yours. And the information that you are providing, the service that you are providing, is very valuable for them. And some people might need to be reminded that you get what you pay for, and you don't want a bargain service. You want somebody who's going to come in and do a top-notch job for you. And you might want to remind them that there's nothing wrong with investing in yourself and in your success. A lot of people do that. Can you cut your own hair for free? Absolutely you can. But people tend to want to go and have the experience and the service from somebody who has spent the time to educate themselves to do it professionally and do it well. And the same thing goes for you coming in to organize their space. So if you're finding that people think your rates are too expensive, those are just not the clients for you. You set your rate. You can even go so far as to set up packages, and the larger a package you book with a client, they get a little bit of a discount off. That's sort of a way to have control over it and help them maximize their budget. Beyond that, you want to just have your rate as your rate and stick to it. Okay, fam, that wraps it up. 5 clients that you might want to avoid, red flag scenarios that you can dodge. I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If it has, again, please smash the like button. Consider subscribing to this channel. I would be super honored. If you are considering becoming a professional organizer and this has been a dream of yours, you want to start this business, it is never a bad idea to invest in some training to help you get the confidence and the tools that you need to start your business off on the right foot. I do highly encourage you to get in touch with me. Tap that link down below, get on my schedule, sit on Zoom with me for an hour. I have tons of resources I can send you. I have just put together an entire Pro Organizer Forms pack for you that you can use and literally plug and play to have all of the forms that you need available to start taking clients, all the questions that you would need to ask them, how to run a consultation with people. I've got it all mapped out for you. If that's just something, the business aspect of starting your business, it just doesn't come naturally to you, I have got you covered. And I wanna help you succeed, and I wanna help you succeed faster. And that's really all it is. So if that is you, if you're interested in that, I highly encourage you to get in touch with me. I would love, love, love to help you. And beyond that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Be sure to stick around. I am always putting out new content to help you guys level up your game with decluttering and learning the business of tidying. Take care. Bye.